Good morning. When I first heard that we were going to Detroit to work with Cass Community Social Services, I was a bit skeptical, and if I'm being fully honest, I was slightly disappointed as I had so much fun at ASP last year. For one, I liked construction work and organized structure, which Cass did not always have. And though I was disappointed at times, I began to realize it's not about where you go and the work you do on a mission trip, or the fact that there's only 3 bathrooms for 35 women and 4 showers for 60 people. It's about offering a helping hand, open mind, and hearts ready to serve. Though some of the tasks felt pointless at times, like when we had to move and relocate items in a warehouse to other parts of a warehouse and then sort it, when we had to fill potholes with gravel for a temporary fix, or even clear sidewalks and cut grass, which felt like they weren't used. I look back and realize, though we may not be helping people and making it an impact directly, we got to do things that if the Cass staff had to take care of, they would not have time to help serve the community. Though we took on behind-the-scene work, it doesn't mean it is any less important. It means they really needed our help in order to continue their mission. While we were there, we got to learn about the history of Cass and how the community used to be. We even got to go to the Wailing Wall, and in the basement of the church, there were tunnels and hiding spaces once used on a stop on the Underground Railroad. Towards the end of the week, I felt like I had done my work and helped in any way I could, and I was ready to go home. That was until my family was getting ready to leave, and a homeless woman came up to us asking for food. Miss Peggy had brought her out a plate of dinner, but that wasn't the end. This woman began sharing her food with another homeless woman. So my dad, of course, called Peggy and told her to bring out more, which she did, and they both were very grateful. We then proceeded to leave as we had to head home a day early. But in this moment, I began to break down and cry. I questioned my life choices and my callings. I did this for multiple hours. Though I was ready to sleep in my own bed and go home, I felt guilty, leaving knowing there was so much more to be done, so many more people I could be helping, but instead I was sitting in a nice, cool, air-conditioned car with a full belly and nice clothes, while others simply have none of that. So church, my mission for you is to never stop acting like you're on a mission, even when the trip is done. Go out into the world and provide helping hands, an open mind, and most importantly, a heart ready to serve and love like Jesus. Because if this trip taught me anything, it's to do just that.
Good morning, church. I was just sharing with Pastor Robin during the greeting how, the Spirit must have been moving this morning, whether it was the scripture or right before we came to church, Michaela asked me to print off her speech, and I was like, well, they're going to hear a lot of the same things twice. So the Spirit's definitely aligning all of our hearts this morning. So first of all, thank you for this opportunity to share a few words with you as I reflect on what was a memorable week with some very, very special people. I'd like to take advantage of this opportunity to speak directly to each individual that sacrificed a week of their summer to serve a community that they don't belong to. Church, you would have been really, really proud of this group. They worked hard, they loved hard, and they got along really, really well. New friendships were forged, and existing friendships were certainly deepened. As for the work and the service, we didn't have the opportunity to work directly with those impacted by our efforts, similar to what Michaela was saying, at least not at first, and more to come later. I heard a few comparisons to other trips during the week, again, as Michaela was saying, trips that allowed the volunteers to engage and encounter with the needy within the community. For most of the trip, this was not our experience. I think for some that was a little bit of a letdown, but team, I just want to speak to you and just say, the Apostle Paul once wrote a letter to a group of new Christians to encourage them as they matured in their faith. Colossians 3:23 says, whatever you do, work with all of your heart as unto the Lord and not for other people. The fruits of our labor may not have been witnessed directly by those in need throughout the community, but the work we accomplish allows others to come behind us to continue that work, and for others to finish that work that we started. What we did this week continued to fortify the foundation of the mission we were serving. So while human eyes within the community may not have witnessed the power of this group, I promise you God certainly did. And he's so proud of you. He is oh so proud of you. Proud of you for listening to the tug he put on your heart to go. Proud of the manual labor you provided to support the mission. And proud of the love in your heart that grew this week for his people. Whether it was shredding paper in an old, dirty warehouse, making lunch meat sandwiches, filling potholes, or preparing a home for someone you'll likely never meet, you performed these tasks with the love only the Spirit of God could place within you. Friends, my prayer leading up to and throughout the week was that you would each grow closer to God on this trip, that you would see God in others, and that you would see God in yourselves. I continue to pray that as you spend time over the next few days reflecting on the week that is now behind us, you see a different version of yourself, a better version of yourself. And that new version that stares back at you in the mirror yearns for more. That you yearn to grow deeper in your faith and listen more acutely to that unique voice in your heart that challenges you to go love your neighbor harder than ever before. Now, all that I said above came before receiving a pretty amazing call from Peggy yesterday morning. See, I wrote this reflection Friday afternoon before God had one more act of service to put in your path. I have since learned that this group jumped into action during someone's time of need. A motorist had experienced a flat tire Friday afternoon and was in desperate need of help. With a sense of calm and without missing a beat, our team went into action to help change this lady's tire. No expectation of a reward, despite the woman's offering to give the team money or to make a donation. Even though I didn't witness this myself, this act was a cherry on top for what was a selfless week of our youth and leaders giving of their time, their energy, and love to a community several hours away to people they'll likely never encounter. Now, on a personal note, this week helped to recenter me. It provided the opportunity to pull back from the day-to-day grind we all find ourselves in, to intentionally work for others in a new, refreshing capacity, and unplug from the distractions that tend to muffle God's voice. But it was in the last moments on the grounds of Cass Community Church that was the most memorable for me on Thursday afternoon. Similar to what Michaela was saying, it was memorable on many levels. You see, my family and I were pulling away from the church a day early, and a homeless woman walked up, trembling voice with a few coins in her hands, pleading for food. Sadly, we encounter people in need like this all the time. As you know, just drive up to any freeway exit. But this was different. This woman was different. After speaking with her for a moment, I went back into the church to tell Peggy. Immediately, she grabbed a plate of food and brought it out to the woman, and she was so grateful. Peggy then returned to the group inside, and I got back into my car where the girls were waiting for me. But I watched the woman for a moment. She found another woman who was hiding in the bushes and shared the food with her. I think everyone's heart that was sitting in that car broke even more for the woman and her friend. I called Peggy on the phone and this time explained that there was another individual. Once again, Peggy brought out another plate of food so that both could be full. What followed next was a conversation sparked by my girls about how do we even begin to meet the needs of all of the hurting, desperate, lonely, homeless, poor, and broken walking amongst us. It led to questioning future plans and decisions about how to serve the world, how to be a servant of one in a world we could never impact simply on our own. As a father, my heart was so full in that moment. I thought of Laura and the time she spent in this space serving and leading and how she continues to do so in the community now. I thought about my calling as an educator and the 15 years I spent serving youth and families of the city of Cleveland and walking alongside them in their day-to-day hardships. And I thought about our witness as parents to our girls. I thought about the conversations Laura would have with the girls before and after school, during drop-offs and pickups. I thought about the prayers that I pray on a nearly daily basis, that my children would see God in others, that they would see the needs of others, and that they would answer the call through love and empathy. In that moment, God provided an opportunity He did not owe us, an opportunity after a week of working hard for an audience that wasn't watching. Yet actually there was one. There was an audience of one, the one, and He opened our eyes and He opened our hearts, much like He did for the rest of the group to love the woman in need with a flat tire. I'm grateful for this trip, for this group, and for this church. Today I stand here with a full heart, but not a satisfied one. There is more work to be done. I pray now that everyone that went on this trip and everyone else sitting in this room listens to that voice within, and goes where the Spirit leads you, in small ways or in big, in ways that maybe the world will see or maybe it won't. Because the truth is, it doesn't matter who on this earth sees you. There is one that is with you, challenging you, and calling you to love. In the Old Testament, in the book of 1 Samuel, chapters 3, verse 10, a young boy named Samuel, who serves alongside a priest named Eli, cries out, "Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening." So my prayer this morning is simple. Speak, Lord, your servants are listening. And when you speak, may we answer not only with our words, but with our hands, our hearts, and our willingness to serve one another humbly in your love. Thank you, church.
I'll just do my whole thing. Okay, so now it is time for Paper Plate Awards. I'm really excited about this. I love doing these. I've been doing these for 4 years now, and I've been on 5 mission trips. So basically, what Paper Plate Awards are is something either funny or silly that happens throughout the week, or it could be a more serious award. Like, sometimes it's people's first mission trip, and they're really reserved at the start, and then they open up a bit more. So when I say a serious award, I don't mean like a bad serious. I'm talking like, happy serious. Someone opened up, got to know everyone a bit more, so they'll get a serious but still fun award. So, like I said, could be anything. You guys ready?
And when you get yours, come up to get it.
Yeah, so when I call your name, come up to get it. You'll get a bag of candy and your paper plate. All right. And sorry, we don't have any pictures up on the board, but we're recording, so I'll turn it around so you guys can see. So first, we have Lily with the Sleeping Beauty Award. Yeah, that's you. Come up. So I was told that she was always sleeping, just always sleeping. We went to the Wailing Wall, and when we went to the Wailing Wall, my mom tried to wake her up and had to call her twice, and she woke up and didn't know what year it was. So up next, we have Sam with the Bookworm Award. He was always, so at our site, at the place we were staying, we had a little outdoor area with a playground and a bench. Sam was always sitting at the bench reading a Harry Potter book. I don't know which Harry Potter book it was. Which one was it?
Goblet of Fire.
Goblet of Fire. Good book. Next, we have Michaela, right here, with The Thinker. She gets the Thinker Award because she helped me with thinking about what to do for the paper plates, as well as always talking about how many AP classes she's in. I was told that. So next up, we have the Cheesy Fry Guy Tornado. So next to the church we were staying at, there was a burger truck that sold cheesy fries, and my sister got a box of cheesy fries, and she didn't want to finish them, so she gave them to Tornado, and she said they disappeared. He also was one of the people that opened up more, because this was your first mission trip, right? Yeah, so this was his first mission trip, and he smiled a lot more as the week went on. It was really fun to see. Yeah. Next up, we have the City Boy Award for Mike. So Mike is from Detroit. I don't know exactly what area, but he's from Detroit. So he gets the City Boy Award because, going back, you could also relate it to the Bon Jovi lyrics if you want. But next up, we have the Tim Misney Award for Valerie. So at the end of the week, during the final devotion from Peggy, you'll be able to see them in the cafe. She gave us a paper that had a blank billboard on it. And on that billboard, Valerie was like, I don't know what to write, guys. I don't know what to write. What should I write? So I said, you should make it a Tim Misney billboard. And she didn't make it exactly a Tim Misney billboard, but it's in there. And on it, you can read it. It says, call if you need help. And it's just her number. So There you go. This next one is for Peggy, and I really like this one. It's not so much a funny thing that happened, but it does have to do with how long she has been doing mission trips and the fact that this was her 4th trip to Cass. This was her 4th trip to Cass. She gets the Grizzled Vet Award. So I always use these. So this is a hamster, if you can't tell. I always text with them, and I texted her with one earlier in the week, and I thought it would be funny to put that on a paper plate. So next up, we have Nathan with the Muscle Man Award. And I can attest to this. He is very strong. Specifically, Nathan, you got candy. Specifically, when we got called to a side quest almost, and we had to load somewhere near, I would say 50 of like the forklift pallets into the back of a truck by hand. Very difficult, but he was able to do it. We were able to do it in maybe 10 minutes. Wasn't too bad. Next up, we have my mother, Marla, with the Medic Award because she was in charge of everyone's medicine this week. And she also, she filled in for Miss Cheryl. But she also stayed back the first day with me because technically I was a youth on this trip, even though I'm 19. I was a youth, so we needed an adult to stay back when I got sick the first day. So she stayed back. The next, we have Ariana with the Workhorse Award. I was told by Hollis that Ariana was working very hard all week, and she likes horses, so I put a lot of effort into drawing that, by the way. Next up, we have Lily, the other Lily, Lily Nazario, with the ABCs Award. She's not here today, but she gets the ABCs Award because she was always. So on the past 4 mission trips, there's been a common theme of buying a very large inflatable ball, like bouncy ball, one of the ones that you hit and it kind of floats through the air. And every time she would hit it up, it would go to another person and they would sing the ABCs as it bounced from person to person. And it was very fun. I joined in a lot. Next up, and I believe finally, we have my sister with the Level Up Award. So she just graduated from college, CSU, and she also has just returned to mission tripping, I guess. But this time, she is an adult chaperone, so she leveled up in that way, but she's also leveled up because she just graduated. So those are all of my paper plate awards. I will pass it off to Michaela so she can announce the rest.
Okay, so first we have the chocolate milk lover, which goes to Connor because he bought a gallon of chocolate milk at Walmart, and apparently he put chocolate milk in his water bottle one day. Last year, this person got the Bookworm Award, but this year they get the Dirtworm Award because they got covered in dirt more than anybody, ate gummy worms, and somehow even ate dirt at one point, so Vivian gets the Dirtworm Award. This person is not here, but this is Corey. She gets the Silly Goose Award because she was always laughing or making a joke or doing something silly, so she gets the Silly Goose Award. This person, Zoe, gets the Positive Attitude Award because I don't think I heard Zoe complain once all week. Even when her battery was drained, she still remained positive, so she gets the Positive Attitude Award. Jazz gets the Best Hair Award because, literally, she has the best hair, obviously, so Jazz gets the Best Hair Award. Addison, I'm not sure, yeah, you're here. You get the Coolest Shoes Award because she genuinely had the coolest shoes. She's not wearing them, but they looked like this. They were super cool, so she gets the Coolest Shoes Award. Karis gets the Always Prepared Award. She had a bag with her all week that literally had everything, and she was always like 2 steps ahead of everybody, always prepared, so she gets the Always Prepared Award. Chloe gets the Star Singer Award because you could always hear her singing. You'd think this would go to Brendan, but no, it goes to Chloe. Adeline gets the Princess and the Pea Award because apparently Peggy found her sleeping across 3 chairs stacked up extremely high Friday morning. So she gets the Princess and the Pea Award because I don't know how that was comfortable.
I mean, it was like this high.
Brendan, you get 2 awards because at first I was going to give you the Scavenger and Enemy Territory Award because you couldn't find any food that was gluten-free unless you bought it or went to the store, fructose, whatever you can't eat. And then you were also decked out in Ohio State gear all week, and we were obviously in Detroit. But also, apparently you take no photos and told Peggy you had to get an award for not taking any photos, and then you took photos for her, so.
Thank you.
And then Evan gets Engineer Evan Award because he was pushing carts around and doing stuff, and apparently said he looked like an engineer, like in like a train. And also, like, he talked about civil engineering and, like, stuff like that all week. So he gets the Engineer Evan Award.